welcome to my channel. And I know it's been a while, so I'm just doing what a lot of people do. I'm just getting some content out because I haven't. Usually I try to wait till I have something. I have nothing. I have nothing. So this is what you get. Shug here. Just want to give you a little update on things. I'm going to give you a little update on my skin cancer surgery. I had basal cell carcinoma, and I had Mohs surgery on my left nostril. I had a big hole cut out. Boom! I'm out practicing my mandolin. I'm working on a control line plane, and I'm sort of just testing out my new Tenza Solo pole that I bought. And it's a single pole that'll hold your hammock, and you can hook it to a tree and just use the pole in lieu of another tree. And if you really want, you can use two of the poles. And the trick to using a Tenza Solo or something like is the staking, because you have to stake it out. So you got to know your soil. And I'm using what are called boom stakes. So it's a long stake that goes in the ground with a pole that comes out. And well, you'll see. I'll show you. It's pretty much brand new to me. I think I might use it on the Jeep camping trip I'm going on. And that's just kind of it. Just dealing with life and being retired. I mean, the thing is, since I had this plastic surgery on my nose, I've had to go to the surgeon every week. So every week to get that sort of check. So I've just been kind of a little bit of a prisoner to the house in that sense, because you know it's on my face, and I didn't want that skin to do anything weird. But it's taken really well. You can even barely tell right now. You have to really look to see that I had a big hole in my nose. I had the surgery at the end of March, so it's been a little over, well, going on a little less than 3 weeks when they did the plastic surgery to fill this hole. Here's a picture of the hole. I'm just going to show it really quick. It's gross. That's kind of shocking. Had this big hole. And now we're kind of looking right here. So that's where they put the skin in. It's filling in. I can actually rub my nose now. I can blow my nose. That skin is filled in, and it's going to take a few more months for it to raise up and start to look fairly normal. But already I feel like less of a monster, and it's filling in really good. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. Whew. So this is the Tenza Solo right here. All right, you see this, I've got this single pole that just goes right there, and it's the same as my Tenza 4. 2, 3, 4 sections, and then you have this little top section right here, and your guy lines go out this way. And I could be using amp steel, but I wanted to try these actual poly straps, and these go out to a boom stake. All right, here's what a boom stake is. I have a long, this is the large, this is the top of the stake right here, and that's fairly long. That's probably about, oh, I don't know, 12 to 14 inches long. What you're looking at here, this orange section that goes right around here, and that's what you sort of stake into the ground. Looks like that. And then you hook your guy line around it. If I unhook this, show you the boom stake, that's what this looks like right here. Long stake holding this bar, and then what I'll do is I'll place this over the end. Well, first I'll do this. I kind of do a slippery half hitch. I'm going under so it pulls against itself. And you want to get as close to the end of the boom stake as you can. So as this stake is pulling forward, this is kind of going down on the ground for great support. So now I'll go sit in the hammock, and you can take a look at what happens here. All right, now we'll try that again from another angle. And I'm even bouncing around here a little bit. So they recommend you have 2 of these guy lines you don't want them any more than 6 feet across. Like, you don't want them way out here on each side. Closer the better. And I have them long because of my sandy soil, so the longer this line is, the better support you get. Like if I were to stake, stick out here. If I was to stake it in this short, I would have less strength. So I'm going long here. And then we have an Amsteel ball. We have Amsteel that goes around the pole, and you hook it right down at this joint and bring these down. You don't want them up here toward the top. And then my continuous loop, or continual, to my, this is my Dutchware Chameleon, goes right around that ball to hook it in. And then we're under here, got a nice hang. And you want your pole to kind of go at an angle. I have a pretty steep one here, has a foot on the bottom, but since my soil is kind of so damp right now, it's sinking in, which is fine. Let's put a piece of wood there to keep it from sinking much more. So I'll get in the hammock now. So now I'll get in the hammock again, and you can kind of just, I don't know, see if that's moving at all. And this is really only my second day of fooling with this. I've set it up in this soggy, freshly thawed from snow ground with a lot of rain on it, and I have very sandy soil back here. So I just am kind of just getting in and being kind of forceful to see how great those stakes hold. And so far, so good. Looked like they were pulling up, but they're holding. And just always remember the old adage, only hang as far as you're willing to fall. So if I do fall, I'm ready for it. Oh, and by the way, that is my Warbonnet Mini Fly Silpoly tarp. It's just another option for hanging a hammock if, you know, let's just say you wanted to hang close to someone, there weren't the perfect trees, and you wanted to be kind of close to them, or you love the spot, but the trees were like 30 feet apart, or 10 feet apart, or 8 feet apart, and now you have another option. That's all it is, just another option for hanging. So that's a song called Sapporo, written by Sam Bush, one of my very favorite mandolin players, and I try to learn a lot of his tunes because they're complex, they're different. That one is based around a Japanese scale. And it is tough. It's a tough song to play, particularly that very first lick after this. Kind of has that intro. And that's that Japanese lick, but then it gets into this. That's a tough lick. And I'm still learning it. Requires that little finger being used a lot, but that's what I do with my time. You know, I'm just a hack mandolin player. I just play to pick with a few friends, and no goal in life other than that. I just like coming out to the studio and working on something that challenges me. Try to pull it off. And that song had about 1 million mistakes in it, but I'm putting it out there anyway because part of the challenge is to try to play that tune, which I can sit down at night and play through it, but when you come out and turn a camera on and you know, you become sort of self-aware. You know the camera's running, feels like the pressure is on just to get the tune right. And I like the exercise because it's kind of like flying control line or juggling. You got to keep your thoughts into what you're doing. So the minute I'm playing this, if I start thinking, man, I'm really playing that good, or I wish I wasn't hitting that bottom string so much, and then my thoughts get off the song, and that's when I make a mistake, and I have to, I have to let out some colorful expletives and turn the camera off and start again. So that's part of my fun. And now I'm going to pack for a Jeep camping trip next week up north because it's just, I need to go see what it's like, but I know some of the trails are muddy. They don't want you on the Spear Hiking Trail that much because they're saying it's the muddy season, and April is like my least favorite month to camp in because it's just, here at home it's just gray. It's still kind of coldish. I mean, it was 71 yesterday. Today is like 40 degrees. Just gray, windy. It's been really windy. It's been rainy. Playing with my new Tenza solo pole, working on my control line airplane, the Pathfinder, coming up with some color schemes with my McLaren livery scheme. And today is Sunday, and the race was in Imola, and Lando got third place in that race. So McLaren came in third, so woo, buddy, happy day.
On the
Woo!
guys,
F1 sprint race! Bean is so excited about Formula One. Aren't you, buddy? Is this you getting excited? But you're not hungry, are you? Oh, you know that word, don't you? You know that word. I'll do my little most expensive balancing trick in the world. I'm going to take that off. My tuner. So I got my Pathfinder kind of just pieced together here, and I'm just checking my thrust lines. And what you do when you build these planes is that engine line kind of goes through here, and I'm just shimming and doing some fitting. I've still got a lot of stuff to kind of fit up, and I've just got little shims in there to hold things, and just getting kind of my first bearings on getting this plane in true alignment. And this is the color scheme I'm liking the best so far. Probably do a little bit more orange in there. And then I just did a lot of sketches based on the McLaren F1 car, and it's kind of a swoopy looking design. And what I'm trying to capture is the look of the front wing on the McLaren car. Get that kind of front wing feel, but that's how that's going for those of you that even care at all. Got an OS 46 on the nose. Bada boom. This is where I've been working, so right now I'm working on the flaps and gluing some little pieces and some braces in there. And that's my elevator, and I've got that put together now, and Kind of just doing some work over here, which is normally my camping spot, but I got everything moved. And that is what is going on right here. Hello, securing Sector 7! Yeah! Visiting the old job again.